Welcome to Introduction in AutoCAD. We're going to be going over Canvas, our learning management system, and how to open up and download AutoCAD. So first thing we want to do is go to the appropriate class, and in this case it's ENGTC ARCHI 126. And in the Canvas, you're going to see a shell that has a link to download AutoCAD. As a student, you're provided a free software license for a few years, so you want to sign in and use our class, our college, for this application. And so make sure you put all the appropriate information in there and your operating system. And this class is primarily done on Windows, so you're going to want to try to do that if you can. And then what we're going to do is the textbook is free for the first chapter, so I have that available to you, and unfortunately that's all I have of the textbook. So you want to go ahead and download that, and if you click it, it downloads, and it's much easier to view as a PDF file separately, which is what you're seeing here. And so we're going to go through this first chapter for the most part. We're going to add a few things at the end, like your name, and then show you how to upload it and save it. All right, so what we're going to do is you are expected to read this chapter. It's actually your homework. So read it all, and then we're going to initially open up AutoCAD and follow this. All right, so when you have AutoCAD downloaded, go ahead to the Start menu. This is what you'll see, and go ahead and click it, and it's going to give you a big black screen. Now the problem is there's no scale. You could be looking in the universe, you could be looking at an atom. There is no scale, so we're going to cover that in a moment. But first thing you want to do is go up to the arrow in the top right menu bar and hit Show Menu Bar. This is going to give you a whole additional row of materials to go under. And then you're going to see an arrow on that menu bar below it, and it'll show you all the tools. And so you want to play around with this, and you're welcome to pause this video as you go along. All right, so here's the screen that we're working with. And you'll see on the right here, there is under these three horizontal bars, it has some of the items very easy to access for you. All right, and that's what that's all about. Okay, so let's look at the textbook. Initially, what we're doing here is we're just looking at the coordinate system. We're looking at the file formats. So we're going to be, first of all, going in units of decimal inches, right? So in AutoCAD, you want to go up to the Format on the menu bar, and you're going to click down it and select Units. Now, so if you were going to be doing architecture, you would change this or what have you. But we're going to just change the precision on this from to hundredths, 0.00. And that's all you really need to do today on this. And then push OK. And so you've changed the units that you're going to be working, and when you dimension, it will show that. All right, so looking through our textbook, we've done the units. It's also asking you to define the size of the paper. This really isn't all that important, to be honest with you, but it'll help you understand the size constraints. So we're doing the drawing limits, and that's also in that format bar. So we're going to go up there, and this is actually a little tricky. If it's not working for you, don't sweat it. So we'll go to the drawing limits, and what you essentially do is push enter or right click, and it's going to show 12 by 9, and it should do that for you automatically. It is a little challenging here because it hasn't actually changed it on the screen. So we'll push enter there, and it should say 12 by 9. And this is in inches, of course, decimal inches. All right, and you can see here I can click on the top, and that'll recenter everything. So that they call it the WCS, that bar will center everything for you. All right, and that's another way of zooming. And so now the textbook is going over the zoom option, which is essentially scaling in and out. It doesn't change the drawing, it just changes the view of it. So I'll go to out, and I'll zoom out, and vice versa. Now the great thing about AutoCAD is there are so many different ways to do it, but that's also a negative thing. So I can also go on this menu bar on the right and right click it, and it'll give me the same zoom menus, but a couple other things here. So if you play around with it, you'll see that it zooms in and out also. All right, so we're essentially going, I've got a hand here, I can move things around, and you can also access this on that top menu bar too. So get comfortable with the layout and how to zoom in and out and how to move around your AutoCAD window. All right, and then we'll be starting to draw a star in the next lesson. So practice a little bit, and you've completed the first intro lesson.